Sometimes, when people vanish, they leave behind a single clue. A car door left open, a photo frozen in time, a trail that leads nowhere, yet somehow, everywhere. And sometimes, those clues are so bizarre, so out of place, they almost feel supernatural. Tonight, we'll uncover 5 of the strangest clues ever found in missing person cases. Clues that haunt detectives to this day. It started with a picture. A simple photograph, captured by a car driving through the small Spanish village of Tijuco. Nothing strange about that, until someone zoomed in. In the corner of the image sat a red hatchback, its trunk wide open. And beside it, a man, lifting a large white sack into the back seat. No one thought much of it at first. But months later, a Cuban man vanished from that same village. No witnesses. No CCTV. Just gone. When police began retracing his final steps, they stumbled on that exact image online. A digital ghost, caught by a Google Maps camera. The timestamp matched the day he disappeared. And the man in the photo? He was the suspect. A single, accidental snapshot became the key that cracked the case wide open. What chills investigators even now is that the image is still out there. Anyone can see it. A frozen moment in time, someone disappearing right before our eyes. California, 2024. 25-year-old Arly Garcia kissed her family goodbye one summer morning. She said she'd be back by nightfall. She never came home. Hours later, her red Honda was found near the coastline, engine cold, driver's door unlocked. Inside were her wallet, keys, and phone. Everything she owned, except herself. Detectives noticed something small. The driver's seat had been pushed back, far more than Arly could reach. Someone else had been driving, but there were no footprints in the sand. No tire marks leading away. Just that silent car, facing the ocean. Locals started calling it the empty car, as if it had driven itself there. Her parents still visit that spot every month. They say when the wind blows hard enough, it sounds like her voice, calling from the sea. To this day, not a single trace of Arly Garcia has ever been found. September 1986. Guntersville, Alabama. A quiet night on Georgia Mountain. Wanda Jean Mays was visiting her aunt and uncle. By morning, she was gone. Her bedroom door was locked from the inside. A chair had been pushed under the handle, and the window shattered outward. Outside, a trail of blood led toward the dark lake behind the house. Near the shore, police found a nightgown, soaked in blood, and a small canoe, drifting gently in the water. Inside, more blood, but no Wanda. For years, theories spread like wildfire. Did she flee the house in a panic? Was someone waiting outside that window? Or did something drive her into the night, something unseen? Her remains weren't found until decades later, buried deep in the woods nearby. But what terrified investigators most was realizing that every door and window had been locked from within. Whatever happened to Wanda that night, it happened inside the house. It was Valentine's Day, 2000. Shelby, North Carolina. 9-year-old Asha Degree should have been asleep in her bed. Instead, at around 2 a.m., she quietly packed her backpack, slipped on her shoes, and walked out into the freezing rain. Several passing drivers reported the same thing that night. A small figure walking alone down Highway 18. When one of them turned around to check, she vanished into the darkness. The next morning, her parents found her bed empty. Her backpack was missing. Her favorite clothes were gone. 2 days later, police found her hair bows and candy wrappers in a shed along the highway. But the backpack, Asha's most personal belonging, wasn't found until a year later, buried inside a trash bag nearly 30 miles away. This leaves us with questions. Why would a child leave home alone in the middle of the night? Who buried her bag? And why so far away? It's a case that still breaks hearts across America. Because that backpack, it wasn't just a clue. It was a message. A silent whisper from a little girl trying to be found. January 2025. Manchester, England. Snow had fallen hard that week. Thick, heavy, quiet. When the thaw came, a couple walking their dog noticed something strange in a field. A patch of disturbed soil. They brushed away the snow and found a shallow grave. Inside, wrapped in a pair of women's underwear with cartoon donkeys, was the body of a newborn baby girl. Detectives named her Baby Ava. The underwear carried traces of a man's DNA, but no match, no mother, no explanation. The grave was only 12 centimeters deep, barely enough to cover the tiny body. It was as if someone wanted her found, but not alive. The case left investigators haunted. The donkeys printed on the fabric weren't a brand sold anywhere in the country. The color, a faded pink and beige, looked decades old. Some wondered if it was kept, hidden away, for years before being used to wrap the child. To this day, no one knows who Baby Ava was, or why that particular clue, the donkey underwear, was chosen. But police still keep it sealed in evidence, waiting for the day DNA can finally speak. 5 clues. 5 disappearances. Each one stranger than the last. A photograph that caught a crime in progress. An empty car staring at the ocean. A broken window and a blood-stained nightgown. A backpack buried in the dirt. And a baby wrapped in underwear covered in smiling donkeys. Each clue means something, but together, they whisper something darker. That maybe people don't just disappear. Maybe they're erased. Somewhere between the evidence and the unknown lies a line that no detective has ever crossed. And beyond that line is where the truth sleeps. If you were haunted by these clues, leave a comment below. Which one left you speechless? And remember, every shadow hides a story. Every clue hides a ghost. Stay curious. Stay haunted.